Hello everyone, welcome back to the Glide script, and this is the part 5 video of the CSA practice series. In this video, you will attempt another set of questions designed in the same format and style as the previous one. The goal of this series is very simple: to help you practice real exam pattern questions and build strong confidence before your actual test. We are gradually moving towards 500 plus carefully structured questions in this series, so make sure you attempt each part seriously and track your progress. If you are preparing for the CSA exam, this practice will help you understand the exam pattern and identify area where you need more focus. And if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing to the Glide script for more ServiceNow learning and exam preparation videos. Alright, let's start part 5. The question number 1 is, which of the following are valid data source for import sets? Select all that apply. There are 5 options given: JDBC, XML files, HTTP, CSV files, and Excel files. What do you think? Which options are correct? And all options given here are correct. All 5 options are correct. So choose carefully. So JDBC is the Java database connectivity. Allows you to import data from relational database directly into the ServiceNow tables. XML file, the second option is ServiceNow can process XML files containing structured data for import into various tables. HTTP, the third option. This option enables importing data from web services using HTTP request. And then the fourth option is CSV files. Comma separated values CSV files are a common and widely accepted format for data import. And ServiceNow supports importing data from CSV files as well. The Microsoft Excel files are another popular data source, and ServiceNow can import data from Excel spreadsheet into your tables. We already saw it in the import set video. So all 5 options are correct for this question. Let's move to this question number 2. What is a configuration item? So configuration item in ServiceNow is any component that needs to be managed in order to deliver services. So configuration item referred as CIs also, and it represents the building block of IT services. So option number 2 will be the correct answer for this question. Let's move to the next. Which of the following statement best explains the difference between work notes and additional comments? I already explained in details in the incident life cycle. If you'll see that video, you will understand better what's the difference between work note and additional comments. For this question, the option number 3 is the correct answer. Work notes are only available to the fulfillers, whereas additional comments are available to both fulfillers and customer or external users. See, I have opened this incident record, and under the notes section, you can see the additional comment is written here, customer visible. And if you want to write the work note, if you'll click this, you'll have to check this checkbox. This is the work note and additional comment. Next. Which of the following knowledge base workflows immediately retires an article without needing an approval? 4 options are given. Option number 4, the last option, is the correct option. Knowledge instant retire is the correct answer. The most likely workflow in ServiceNow that immediately retires an article without needing approval is the instant retire. The last option is the correct one. Let's move to the next question. You need to add a button to one of your forms. Which of the following should you use? And it seems very simple. Any button is a UI action in the ServiceNow. So UI action will be the correct option. Which of the following statement is not true regarding configuration item? This type of question will be definitely there. So there are 4 options given. The last option is the correct option. CMDB consists of a static list of configuration item. CMDB is not a static list. It tracks CIs, means configuration items, within your platform, and also it tracks the relationship between them. So last option is the correct. Move to the next question. You are importing data from an Excel sheet into the incident table. The incident table already contains data. You want to make sure that the import does not result in duplicate records. What should you do? It's very important and I think you remember this. Set the college to the title field. So option number 3 will be the correct option. So what college does in the transform map? When you set the college option to a field in the transform map to the same field, it instructs the import process to check for existing records with that value before creating a new one. If matching record is found, the import skips creating a duplicate. Which of the following formatters is used to display the different stages in a linear process flow? And then the correct answer is the process flow formatter. The process flow formatter provides a graphical summary of the stages in a process. The formatter is typically shown at the top of the forms that are part of the process. So the option number 3 is the correct. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following features help users see reasonable relationship between configuration items? 5 options are given and the correct option is the CI relationship editor. Come to the filter navigator, type cmd underscore CI. So this is the configuration item table. I will open any CI to show you the relationship. To open any relationship, show dependency views. Click here. It will show you the dependency map. See, so this is the dependency view. By this way, you can check any relationship view of the any configuration item. Next question is, the import set table acts as a staging table, but the data will eventually be stored somewhere else. Is it true or false? It is true. If you are importing data from an Excel file to incident table, they will first be saved in a staging table, that is nothing but import set table, and then they will go to the incident table. Next question. Which of the following can be used to automate business logic for a particular process, such as approvals, tasks, notifications, etc.? 5 options are given. What do you think? Which option is correct? Which option is the correct one? The flow designer. Having an up-to-date CMDB has a lot of benefits. Which of the following is not a benefit? One of them. The last option is the correct answer, automatically resolving incidents. Next, what is common way of testing functionality of different roles? And the impersonate user is the correct answer. Which of the following is an example of knowledge base contextual search? The last option is the correct. When creating an incident, it will suggest relevant articles. I will show you this in the PDI. Create a new incident first. See, when I typed VPN, it is suggesting me related articles. These are the articles available. If I'll type here USB port, it will suggest, see, this article will suggest. If I'll open it and I will click here, this helped. Next is, which of the following UI actions is useful if you would like to apply the save as functionality? Insert is the correct option. Next, what is the task table name? Task table name is the task. So task is the correct option. Option number 3. What table is used to store groups data? And it is sys underscore user underscore group is used to store all group records in ServiceNow. Next, which of the following statement is correct regarding fulfiller and approver users? Read all options carefully. And the last option is the correct one. Fulfiller user have the ITIL and approver user roles. The next question is, which of the following statement is correct regarding the difference between save button and update button? And the correct answer is last one. Save is used to insert new records while update is used to update existing records. Next, how to show the visual task board view for the task list? And the correct is the last. Right click on any of the columns and select show visual task board. I have opened this incident list. You can click on any columns here and then see show the visual task board. I can click here as well, show visual task board. It will show you the VTB. Next question is, UI policies applied on all data input no matter what the channel is, including waveform, import sets, etc. It is true or false? It is a false statement. Which of the following statement is most accurate when it comes to how the system evaluates ACLs when a session requests accessing a record? And then option number 2 is the correct answer. A user must at least pass the table ACL rule to access the record. I have explained it in my ACL scenario video. So option number 2 is the correct. Which of the following can be used to integrate Flow Designer with other instance and third-party applications? And the answer is the integration hub. Next question is Dash delivers a next generation intuitive personalized experience to drive productivity, improve engagement, and surface insights across the Now platform. And the answer is the next experience UI. Next question is what is the minimum role needed to create import sets? And the answer is import admin role. Import admin role is minimum role required to create an import set. Next, each organizations receive one instance production and they have the options to obtain two other instances of for development and testing. False. Each organization receives two instances, production and sub-production. They have the ability to obtain an additional sub-production instance. Next question is which table can be used to modify the configuration related to the minimum number of activities displayed in the history tab of the application navigator? And the answer is sys properties. By default, the maximum number of activities displayed in the history tab of the application navigation is 30. Administrators can configure this setting in the system properties table and the table name is the sys_properties.list. I will show you. Come here, open sys_properties.list and search for this property. See, the value is 30. If you want to change it, so any admin can be change this value. You can read the description as well. Next question is every record is identified by a 32 character globally unique ID which is called SysID. I will show you. The SysID is the for each record instance is identified a unique 32 character GUID that is globally unique ID called a SysID. And the same SysID value is never generated twice, which ensure that every record created in every table in every instance in the world has a unique identifier. This is the SysID 32 digit. You can count it. See, this record has their own SysID. So it is unique. Which of the following role is the minimum role that required to be able to access my work and my group work modules? And the correct option is the ITIL role. This is the minimum role required to access my work and my group work modules in ServiceNow. Let's move to the next question. In ServiceNow fulfillment view, in which part of the screen do the forms get displayed? And the right answer is content frame. Application navigator, this is the banner frame and this area is the content frame. So if I'll open incident form here, form is displayed within this content frame. Next question is which form of storage is used to store data in ServiceNow? And it is relational database. The primary form of storage used to store data in ServiceNow is a relational database. Next, which of the following can be useful if you want to restrict certain users from executing script on a table? ACL is the right answer. The most effective option to restrict user from executing a script on table in ServiceNow is an ACL, that is access control list. Move to the next question. Which of the following is useful when your user need to order more than one item together? Order guide. The order guide submits a single service catalog request that generates several items. For example, new employee hire order guide can contain several items that new employees commonly need, such as business card, computer, and cell phone. Record producers are used to generate records in tables, and catalog items allow the user to request only one item, whereas the order guide can contain multiple items. And a variable is a field within the catalog item or record producer. So order guide will be the correct answer. Next, which of the following is useful if you have a set of fields that needs to be used in multiple record producers? And the right answer is the variable set. Which of the following are supported type of client scripts? Select all that apply. And the right answers are on change, on load, and on cell edit. There is another option, another client script that is not mentioned here, that is on submit. So there are four types of client script: on load, on change, on submit, and then on cell edit. But in this question, these three are the correct option, because on click, on action, on mouse over is not a client script types. Which section in the task form shows the full history of updates and comments made on the task? And this is activity. Come here, I have opened this incident form, and you can see under the activities, see the history is available. The system auto assign the user, see whatever there will be any update, it will be in the activity section. ServiceNow instance can be hosted on the cloud or on premises. Yeah, this is true. ServiceNow is a cloud-based platform. However, under certain conditions, it is also possible to host it on the on-premises, that is local data center. So next question is, if a session requests access to the data in a certain table, what happens if the user passes the table ACL rule but fails the field rule? The correct option will be, the user will be grant access to the table but won't see the field which he does not have access to. The first option is the correct option. You need to create a new field in a table. What is the field type you should use if your field will contain letters, numbers, and special characters? And the answer will be string. Which of the following can be used to define conditions that determine which user can create, read, write, and retire knowledge base articles? User criteria is the correct option. This condition determines which users can view, create, edit, or retire knowledge base articles. So the user criteria is the correct answer. That's the end of part 5. So how was your score this time? Hopefully you are seeing improvement as you go through the series. If you think any answer need clarification, feel free to mention in the comments. I will review it. As per my knowledge, all the answers are correct, but discussions always helps everyone learn better. If this series is helping you prepare for the CSA exam, don't forget to like the video and share it with someone who are planning to take the exam. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to the Glide Script for more ServiceNow learning and exam preparation content. So part 6 will be coming soon with more exam pattern questions. And one more thing, after this CSA series, I'm also planning to bring the CAD exam questions as well, the latest exam. That questions will be based on the latest exam pattern. Hopefully I will bring that series as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next part.